I know that once I'm dead and gone, that these videos will still continue, to be played, and that not all, but I would have touched the youth of tomorrow, next month, next year, 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now. I know my words will not fall on deaf ears, that there will be people that will listen for guidance that they are not getting from home. And I will be somewhat of their savior to help them, along the way of this path we call life. But I must say, that the mistakes that I make or have made in the past when I was younger, that there will be a lot of people that will repeat the same mistakes that I made. And I hear it all the time from the youth. They're quick to say, why don't you let me make my own mistakes so I can learn on my own? But you don't have to make those mistakes if I'm telling you not to make them and showing you why you shouldn't make those mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and it cost me a great deal of amount of my time. I can't get back when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and on up. I can't get those years back. That's what you fail to realize when you're young. You think when you're young you're gonna live forever, and I get it. I used to be young myself. I used to be 19. I used to be in my early 20s. You feel as though that you're invincible. But let me tell you something. Every day that you waste and every year that you waste, it is accounted for. And by the time you turn 50, if you didn't do anything with your life, if you weren't productive, it'll show. That's why I get online and I talk about my weaknesses. I talk about my failures. So you won't have to go down that path. I can tell you that, I dealt with women, plural, and it gets you nowhere. Every now and then you may have bragging rights, when you're talking to the boys, I hit this person, did this, and that, and so forth. But what is that doing? What is that doing for your pockets? Now I can see if you were a womanizer or if you were a whore once and you put it inside a book and told your story and that story became a bestseller, then I can understand. But when you're around the block and you just bragging about the chicks you slept with, that don't account to nothing. It don't make no sense, no dollars. Literally, it doesn't make any sense. SENSE. So this is the reason why I'm always on my both of my YouTube channels, kicking that knowledge. And I don't know too much about what Polite and Young Pharaoh was saying and Sinetta. They above and beyond. I don't deal with physics and all of that stuff. I can't go deep in with you, as far as dealing with the ancient Egyptians and this dynasty and blah, 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 blah. I can only give you my spill. I'm not going to try to be like them. I'm going to try to be like me. A matter of fact, I'm going to be me. I'm going to give you common sense. I'm going to give you practical knowledge. You could get that deep shit from them. But when it comes to practical knowledge, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you something that you could use every day. I ask a lot of these street scholar teachers, what can I use every day? What can I get from you every day that I can utilize? And if I can't get something from you, if I can't apply the knowledge that I got from you, and my life is useless. Period. I don't care about black matter. I don't care about metaphysics and any of that. When it comes to me getting a job, When it comes to me talking to a female, when it comes to me learning about life as a whole, period. I just want to learn about the simple things. And this is the thing that, people want to know. It's the simple things in life. And that's the thing. Do not make the same mistakes that I've made. Learn from me. And don't copycat what I've done. Because if you do, you may end up like me or even worse. Now don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool, I'm fine where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? I get a house, car, you know what I'm saying? Money, I could do different things. Money in the bank, credit cards, whatever. About to go to the beach this week, but guess what? Had I applied myself the way I supposed to have applied myself when I was 15, 20, 25, etc., guess what? I would have been in a far more better place than I'm in right now. Literally, like a better, bigger house. So now I have to sit back and say to myself, I live an average life. Yes, a little bit above, a couple other people, but at the same time, I'm still, trying to keep afloat. And this is not the lifestyle that I want to live. But had I applied myself the way that I had applied myself, then I wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not content. I'm not satisfied with my life the way it is right now. There is room for improvement. But what I'm trying to tell you, young people out there, because a lot of young men look at my videos. What I'm trying to tell you, young men and young women, you don't have to be like me. You stay focused. If your mom's is telling you, listen, you can stay here as long as you have a job or you go to college or you live out your dreams, take any of those options and run with it. Because I'm telling you, the minute that you move out your mom's house is the minute that you have to start paying bills. That means that you have to be responsible for yourself. And when that water bill comes and that light bill comes and you gotta feed yourself. You gotta pay for gas, for your car insurance, car note, all of that stuff. Let me tell you something. All that stuff buries your dreams. Now you gotta be in a situation, now you put yourself in a situation where you have to work. And you can't think about your dreams now as much as you could have or manifested your dreams when you were living with your mother. So don't be quick to move out because you got this type of mentality like, I don't want to be told to do, I'm grown and I'm gonna get my own. No. Don't do that. Utilize this time that you have. You're young. Work your ass off. So when you get older, guess what? You can retire early. And all that partying that you wanted to do, all of the hanging out with the girls and all the rest of that stuff that you wanted to do, you could do that when you get older. But right now it's grind time. While people are partying, let me tell you something. I said this in another video. While I was out there clubbing, when I was out there throwing up at homecomings in North Carolina A&T, St. Augustine, Fayetteville State, all of these different homecomings that I would go to. While I was throwing up because I drunk too much and I was high, guess what? My other peers was studying. And now look at me and look at their lives. And my life and their lives are totally different. I rent a house. I know a friend of mine that just recently got his house built. There's a difference. And the reason why there's a difference is because you're looking at a man such as myself that didn't apply himself in comparison to the man that did. And now he has his house built. It was tailor-made just for him. He wanted it. He wanted this bedroom here and that garage and this and that and so forth, and he got it just the way he wanted it. Here to tell you. Now I know some of y'all may say, why are you down on yourself, Langston? You got some low self-esteem problems, man. Why would you talk bad about yourself? I'm not talking bad about myself, man. I'm very talented. I'm just telling you that I was late in my tracks. And that I should have done what I'm doing now when I was in my early 20s, really in my teens. No, I know a dude, right? I think I said this in another video. Dude was working at Harris Teeter grocery store, if y'all don't know who Harris Teeter is, right? Working at a grocery store, right? Working there ever since he was 16. Why this man retired at like 35? From Harris Teeter. We used to joke on him all the time. That man was committed. Went to high school, graduated, working at Harris Teeter while he was at high school, graduated, still started working at Harris Teeter. We was like, oh, you didn't go to college, this and that, so forth. And that man retired at 35. Let me tell you something, when you focused on something and when you have a plan, it gets done. And I could tell you, I'm gonna tell you 2 things that a woman does not like. 3, a woman does not like a broke man, a man that doesn't smell good, and a man that got some ugly sneakers on. Those are the 3 things. I suggest that you take my advice. And you can't front but so long with a woman. Women like men that are responsible. Women like men that take care of their own shit. That have their own shit. And it's only right. When you want to get involved with a woman, you should have a house just like she has one. You should have a car just like she has one. She shouldn't have to pick you up. You shouldn't have to pick her up. She shouldn't have to spend the night over your house because she's living with her mother and she not doing anything. You shouldn't have to spend the night over her house because you living with your mother and you ain't doing anything. That's a wreck waiting to happen. Let me tell you something. The only man, I'm gonna give you a word of advice, you young men out there. The only men that women deal with that ain't got no job, for real, this is straight up, are men from prison. You wanna know why they deal with that? With those type of men? Because they're thugs, they're rough around the edges, and it's true, women like, not thugged out men, but men that are stern, that can hold their own. They feel it's a sense of safety to them for a man to be that way. They feel safe and protected. And then the second thing is he's muscular. This man has been in prison. The only 2 things that he could do or have access to is weights and books. So if you're not physically fit and you don't have charm and the different things that these guys that get out of prison have, I suggest you get on your team. And let me tell you something. It ain't but for so far that these men in prison can take it. Because these women are like, yo, this is my boy toy. I'm not taking him serious. He's just giving me the vitamin D and that's it. Once I find another man that's worthy of me, being with, then I'm gonna drop him. So that's only momentarily. Yo, man, get your life right. Get your life right while you have the time to do it. Because once you get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, yo, let me tell you something. I'm not saying it's too late, but it just depends on the type of person you are. Once you get up in age, you start graying up. Your memory ain't right. Your legs, your bones be hurting, my back, and this and that and so forth. Do you actually want to be old as hell working at a grocery store? Straight up. There's a lot of men out there that are old men that are working at a grocery store as we speak because their pension doesn't pay them enough to survive. I suggest you get up off your ass and do something with your life, man. And never be like me or anyone else. Be yourself. Love yourself. Let's get to work, man. My name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. 1.